up a TV here. I'm gonna bring you another video. Today we're gonna be jumping into Skyreach Gold Challenge Mode, and as always, we're gonna jump right into things. I'm not gonna be blabbering too much about irrelevant stuff. As you'll see here, me and my group, we're gonna be stealthing the entire first part of the instance. Sadly, our druid gets caught out, but it's okay. We can res him quickly. The reason for this, I'll get to that later when we get to the end of the instance, pretty much. But the reasoning behind was skipping the whole first part. But anyway, the pack that we just unstealth, that is the one that we want to bring to the boss for cleavage. So we can save some time there. Just considering our setup, we have tricks and misdirect. It's pretty easy to just get all the mobs and the boss in position for the tank and just cleavage all around, you know. Overall, this boss is, I think, actually is exactly the same as on Heroic. He does the 4 wins and the small 4 wins as well, and he flies around on the platform, like jumping around or whatever you want to call it. He soars. So just dodge everything as usual. Try to maintain your damage output as much as you can to don't lose any time doing this. And also, of course, the lens flare. Totally forgot about that. But yeah, just standard procedure, same as on Heroic, just minus the group that we pulled, of course. Just DPS him down, don't take too much damage from the piercing rush or the clouds. Remember to use potions, defensives, all that stuff to help your healer out, since it's challenge mode. Is a little bit more challenging, or something. Anyway, so we're getting past the first boss here. We're gonna pull the Dread Raven alone, mostly for safety measures. We feel like we can do it with just him and still not lose too much time. So we decided to just pull him by himself, mainly because tank's having a hard time positioning with this mob as he throws the tank around, and the charging buffet and stuff like that. So we don't want to risk getting butt pulls and stuff like that. So we figured we might as well just do this guy solo. You only need to do one side here, so we decided to do the left side. I'm just going to sap one of these mobs for safety measures. I do believe I forget to tricks here, so I almost die because I'm an idiot, but it's okay. Hero class rogue evasion, recuperate, and OP druid hots. So we go on the adept here, or at least I do first, because that's the one that has like the divine hymn sort of spell that heals all the trash near it. So you kind of want to make sure that thing is interrupted at all times with stun, scrote, kick, you know, the works as the rogue do. So we quickly finish off that pack and we head into the second boss room. Now this boss is also exactly the same as on Heroic, but he does an immense amount of damage that you really need to make sure that you have defensives for. Sorry about that. You really need to make sure you have defensives, as I was saying. For the lasers in particular, they do an immense amount of damage compared to Heroic. It's actually quite stupid. Actually, luckily for me, I have really good defensives pretty much all the time due to feint and cloak and stuff like that, but with a hunter and a shaman who doesn't have as much defensives, they still have defensives of course, but not as much. This fight can be quite healing intensive, with the tank constantly getting battered by smash and the burst and all that stuff. It keeps getting stronger and stronger every turn, you know. So you really gotta make sure you have defensives for when soaking the beams. As you saw, the first beam I used only cloak and feint, and the second one I used smoke bomb and feint, since I didn't have cloak, to reduce some more damage. And as you can see here on the third beam, I use pot and just feint, just to make sure I stay topped and not having the healer worry too much about me. But yeah, overall you want to kill this boss as fast as possible, because as that burst stack is stacking up, the burst is going to be doing more and more damage. And as you can see, our healer is already here, and he still insists on taking the beam for me, sadly, but luckily I get to cloak the burst so he doesn't have to heal me as much. Boss almost dead, but yeah, this is a really close call, so I can't stress this enough. You really need to organize your defensive cooldowns for this boss. Our tank actually ends up dying, but it's okay, we still have quick res, so we don't really lose too much time. Just rebuff, keep going. Moving on to the next room, we're gonna go to the platform where the third boss resides, and we're gonna pull these one pack at a time. You can pull these both these packs at once if you feel like confident enough to do so. If for instance you have multiple classes with really good defensives, or like rogues have 100% mitigation, like evasion and stuff like that, you can pull both if you want to, but we decided to just pull one pack at the time, just for safety measures again, as we've been trying different strats over and over in this instance, and we kind of know where we need to save time and where we don't need to save time, so we decided to play it safe here, and yeah, it worked out great. No harm done, no one died or anything like that, so yeah, that's cool, that's cool. Just gonna run up here to the last pack before the third boss lands. You'll see me pop all my CDs here as combat, as I'm gonna respec to subtlety, just to get the most damage out of both specs, as the cooldowns in subtlety doesn't get affected when you use CDs in combat, obviously. So just make sure to keep things like that in mind if you're swapping specs like me and the hunter in this group. He swaps between Beastmaster and Survival, I do believe, in this run, which is pretty good. Like, Survival is the best for single target, I do believe, in CMs, and then BM is better for cleave. So yeah, just keep those things in mind. So just gonna see me respec, change gear, countdown here, and then we're just gonna engage the third boss. Also completely identical to heroic. The quills, however, do a butt ton of damage. Also the expose armor, or whatever, I'm sorry, pierce armor, actually stacks up rather quickly on the tank here. So if you need to, we kind of sorted it out somehow. I can't really remember how we did it, because we did have problems with it the first few tries on this boss, but after a while we kind of figured it out. I can't really remember what we did to do it, but the first tactic we used was that we had the tank run out of melee range, so I could tank him for a while with evasion to let the stack fall off. But it was also a really risky tactic, and we lost some DPS because the tank couldn't be in melee range to still DPS him while making me take the boss instead, you know. So, but yeah, we figured it out, so it's all good. But yeah, as I said, if you do need to, you can do like that sort of strat with someone who can tank for a short amount of time while the tank stacks falls off. Other than that, just keep dodging the quills. We completely ignored the ads, we just slow them, really. We just keep slowing them and kiting them. There's no point wasting time on those, unless you have like a really safe spot where you can kill them. But other than that, we just kind of try to ignore them and then just rush the boss. As you can see here, it's kind of beneficial, as he goes down on like 2 quills. We only had 2 quill phases, I do believe, or 2 or 3. So you don't really want to waste any time going for the birds, as we're not going to do them in any sort of way. So I'm going to spec back to combat here for the trash sake, as the cleave is ridiculous as combat. And yeah, there's a visual bug here. There's supposed to be winds and stuff knocking us back, but yeah, I don't really know what happened here, but you all probably know it anyway, that there's going to be winds here. But yeah, as a rogue, I didn't do it this try, I don't know why, but you can just like shadow step to people earlier, especially in that middle section where you have to go against the wall. You can shadow step across, like if you're, like for instance, we have a hunter, a rogue and druid, we can easily get across faster than running around. You can save a few seconds doing that, depending on your group composition. But anyway, moving on to the next pack again, we're going on the Adept, as we did on the pack after first boss. You want to make sure he doesn't get the solar shower off, preferably not the Sun Trinket either, as it does heal for a lot too. We have a really lucky Earthquake proc there from our Elemental Shaman that stops it at the very end, since I had my stun on CD and I had already used Vanish for Garrote. But yeah, as soon as the Adept is dead, you can just keep cleaving. If you have any specific preparations on targets, you can just set that up with your group, of course. We're gonna do the same thing again here with the second Red Raven. We're gonna pull it alone. I'm gonna pull it downstairs just to make sure that he doesn't toss the tank into more trash, because literally if you accidentally butt pull something, especially one of these big packs up here, it's literally like guaranteed a wipe, because like you need so much control and interrupts to make sure that the group is the trash group is completely under control, because there's so many things that can go wrong, and these mobs in particular have so much AoE with the chakrams and the hurricanes and God knows what they have. But yeah, you'll see me go for the familiar here first. What they do is, like, if you don't kill them and one other mob is about to die, it can heal them up for immense amounts of health, so you kind of want to kill it really quickly and be the first mob to die, mainly because it has solo HP. I do believe it had like 300k or something. It should go down really quickly, so there's really no reason not to kill that one first. You can just like do an 8-second stun as a combat rogue and it should die before the stun even ends. So for us it's fairly simple, but if you don't have a rogue in your party, then just get some other hard CC and pretty much just make sure that it doesn't get its cost off when it's about to die either. But yeah, as I mentioned in the start, as you may have seen in the start, we skipped the entire first balcony in the instance. And the reason for this is that we thought that pull, since we want to pull everything with us and cleave it, it was a much more difficult pull than this. So we decided, since we have a rogue, we should just mass stealth everything and then kill both the packs here in this alcove that we are in now to get the mob counter sufficient enough. I don't really know which one you save most time on. If you can get that successful pull in the start with like 5 groups around the corner or something, and you can cleave them down really quickly, you can get a really good time here, contrary to the tactic that we're using here. But our run turned out really great with this tactic, so we just stuck with it, and yeah. But as I said, if you can get that pull in the start going, there's no reason not to do it, because you're probably going to save time depending on your composition's AoE capability. As you can see here, the timer, no, it's not, no, sorry, not the timer, the mob counter is sufficient. We have 46 out of 46, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mass stealth my group past this big robot here to save a whole lot more time, since he has like a few million HP. So we're just gonna stealth past this and go straight for the boss. I just want to point out though, you want to fight the boss at the far edge as often as possible if you're skipping that robot, because he does aggro through the wall. He did for us a few times. I'm not sure if they've fixed it at this point in the game, but when in the patch that we did this, it was not fixed. So we had a few tries where we finally got here and was like, yeah guys, come on, we can do this, and then like someone butt pulled the robot through the wall and I was like, oh man. So yeah, we try to stay sort of in the center. Like if you get hit by the spell that summons down a mob to pick you up and throw you off the ledge, just stay sort of centered, and the robot outside shouldn't aggro inside. This boss is also identical to heroic difficulty. He spawns constructs, he does the cast down, as you can see now. He picks up players and tries to throw them off the edge. He has the lens flare and the solar burst caster, which you can just interrupt whenever you can, really, to just prevent some damage on the tank if you need to. But contrary to what most people do in Heroic, we ignore the constructs completely, since we have an OP Survival Hunter with infinite traps. So we're just gonna nuke the boss and the zealots trying to toss us off the edge. And yep, that's pretty much it. That's how we got the round best time on Skyreach Gold. 14 minutes and 12 seconds, we're really happy with this time. As I mentioned though, like if you can get that pull in a start properly, with like 5 groups, we could have probably earned another 20-30 seconds here easy. But yeah, we just decided to play it safe, since yeah, we might do it again, try to do the first pull. You never know, but for now, this is the strat I'm gonna show you in the video. Anyway, enough blabbering, as always. I really hope you guys enjoy the video as much as I did making it. If you did like it enough, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this kind of content. I also do class guides, raid boss kills, some PvP montages every now and then, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have anything you'd like me to do, please let me know in the comments as well. Yeah, I think that's about it for this time, boys and girls. I will see you guys next time, and thank you so much again for watching.